Let me ask you this, and this is related to the new record that's going to be coming out when you get in the studio. How do you and I ask this to artists like yourselves. On stage, you're a fucking beast. It's an animal experience. No, I'm being serious.
Yes,
I'm 49, dude. The fact that you make me want to headbang or something, that's very rare. Right. You know what I mean? I got a bad back. I don't like to fuck up my back for nobody. But it's just the heaviness.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That heaviness, that rawness, that energy that's on stage is organic and real. How do you take that energy from the live setting and replicate that in the studio where it's sterile, cold, and really that's a situation where it's shit on shit or get the fuck off the pot?
Right. Man, when live, like as you said, man, I just do it. I'm in the zone. I go, and I've done that ever since I was 17. And I'm 47, so we're talking age. When to do the record, like you have to go into that. How can I perform this live in that way that I do it?
Is that how you do it?
Yeah, but with this one's a little different, man. I went more into a vibe. How would someone else feel? Not me just raging and blasting.
Right.
I tried to take it on more of a journey and present it in different vibes. And I've gotten a good response. There's one I thought was ballady or whatever, and it was just something that I came up with or whatever. And Mike Dean encouraged or whatever, and people have taken it for what they've wanted to and stuff. And it's been just as heavy as maybe if I just barked the whole thing through and just I felt like I was screaming at you, Yeah. So it was a time to take some things in different places, but like you said, the organic, raw passion, and really it's passion with me, an event that came through even on the mellower tracks, So this record is really special, man. We were able to experiment. We were able to have some guests. We were able to, open up the doors on it a little bit, and I was able to let the sound breathe, And
I bet you enjoyed. I bet you enjoyed performing the tunes too, right?
Yeah, I did, man. It was a chance for me to go more to like Fantasy Island a little bit, because my past releases have always been so reality and living the street. We're on tour. We got these things that are very like real that people need to know about as well. But it's just very cool for me to go to Fantasy Island, and I took my my penmanship there and my riffs there, and it was cool to take that different approach on this fourth album with Metal Blade.
What I wanted to commend you on is the fact that you did take it writing wise. It elevated to what you described. But you kept the foundation of what the band is. In other words, right. You didn't, not to say that it's wrong when musicians do this, because obviously they have to grow themselves. And the writing process and when they perform, it's about oneself.
Right.
But some motherfuckers take it to a whole other level, dude. Like they forget the foundation.
Yeah.
You got to keep the foundation. Some motherfuckers, I don't know what they're smoking, dude. I don't know who they're trying to fuck, but they lose they lose the real organism of the beast, so to speak.
Right. We were smoking on some Blue Dream, and that kept us good and even. And I was just thinking differently, man. For the broader listeners, but I was going to keep it my way, But I was willing to grow. With a producer like Mike Dean, you're not going to come in and throw 10 songs down with your amp cranked to 10. He's not that guy. He has knowledge. He has ideas.
It must be.
He has a way of getting the best out of someone, especially me. I found that out this time around.
He's a fucking well of knowledge, dude.
Yeah, and I sat back and listened to him, and you hear that on Aquatic Occult. And I'm blessed to have him and Reed and the rest of the guests and the band and everybody to help bring this vision to the truth, and to realization. And it's different than the rest because we had the opportunity to spread our wings, man. I had the opportunity to take some time and make the time and make what I thought was the record that I wanted to do for everybody.
And it was a good record. I'm looking forward to the new one. I'm not going to ask you anymore because I know it's at the beginning stages and I don't want to contaminate anything.
It would be different than the Aquatic Occult. Maybe back to the early days, maybe something new, maybe both.
Bottom line is you've always had a history and a legacy of writing genuinely and keeping it quote-unquote real, so I'm sure I'll be pleased with it. You're on tour right now. You're performing. You're going all over the United States. Talk to me about this tour. How are you enjoying playing out to these markets again?
I'm loving it, man. I did something new this time. I've made some friends in Tijuana, and I started my tour in Tijuana. And, And it's
Mexico
something.
always
It's
gets
something.
ignored.
It's something that I'll do from now on. This is my third time there. First time, total punk rock, like playing in a basement, maybe 15 people. But I wanted to build a scene there, and I want to go there as much as possible because I want to connect with everyone. And if I'm all the way over here, I need to go there too. All the way in the West Coast. So we started there, and this time last time we, like I said, played kind of a basement situation, and this time we're on Revolution Street at a big club. So now, and it was good, and we had double the people. So we started touring Tijuana by request, and had a great time. And then Phoenix was good, and then last night Vegas, man, we stayed at the Golden Nugget and played on Fremont, and the tour's cooking along. It's good to be with my brother's 16. We've known each other for a long time. Obviously, they came out, the same time we did back in, the early 90s. And we both come from the skateboard scene. Yeah. And we're all like, ex-skaters and some pro and, amateur skaters. But, all grew up just going for that vibe. And we all stick together as we get older, old skate rats. They multiply, they never die. And, so, yeah, it's been a good tour, man. We got a couple more days to go, but it's so good to be in L.A., man, and run back into you again, my friend. And
good to see you, man.
Your crew and everybody, and, it's a beautiful night out here. And we got 4 or 5 more dates up the coast, and it's been good so far. And it's good to be back on the West Coast for myself, man, because, after having to take breaks for stuff you didn't really want to. It's good to be back doing what you're supposed to be doing.
It's good that.
And I'm so happy that people didn't forget about me. You know what I mean? Well, I had to deal with some stuff that I couldn't avoid.
Yeah, you know what? It's really good to hear that not only you literally survived that catastrophe that happened, but you're back on a healthy plane, emotionally, mentally, and physically.
Yeah, man. I'm in a good spot.
Right there, you're wealthy, my friend.
Really in a good spot. Yeah, I'm very lucky. Yeah. Because, if we didn't leave, it could have been a situation. If we came back at the wrong time, it could have been a situation. We were able to come back, clean up, and we can handle that,
1993 was an interesting year for those of you that are in my age group. There was a genre of music that was coming out in the underground that really was rattling and shaking the earth. Bands like Sourvein, and as we mentioned, I Hate God, and Buzz Oven, and on and on and on, really were ahead of their time and breaking new ground. The fact that they were all sincere and honest and devoted, because you got to remember, and I know, back then there was no money, man. There was no chicks. It was a bunch of ugly dudes. The fact that they were devoted, dedicated, and real to a form of music that really tapped into the beast of a human being's soul, which helped so many people in situations where they were frustrated, angry, besieged, depressed, what have you. The energy that you and artists like yourselves created was a release for the recipient, where it allowed an escape where otherwise it could have led to even a demise of a person. Who knows,
Yeah.
They didn't have your record, so I probably would have fucking beat someone to death.
Right, yeah.
The point is, the fact that they are out here now still doing it is a testament in itself, and truly time has vindicated artists like Sourvein. Make sure you get out and see Sourvein on tour. Look up their social media. That must be a trip for you, social media now?
Yeah.
If I'm still...
I don't dig it really, man, but I do dig it,
Yeah,
I get used to it. I got used to it, you know what I mean?
You remember the writing letters?
I was into that, sending tapes, writing letters, and your address book, and so it's different, but
typing the list.
Yeah, I mean, we're from there, but we're here now, so we got to do the best we can,
We don't want to age ourselves either.
Yeah, right.
I spent a lot of money on moisturizers. Right. 2016. Let me say this correctly. Aquatic Occult came out on Metal Blade. Make sure you pick that up. It was highly, highly recognized throughout all the genuine and real magazines, fanzines, because they still do exist.
Yes, they do.
And it was recognized and renowned for being what it was. The fact here that now we're talking, and you explained it in such detail of a growth, and yet you never lost what it really was, the foundation of Sourvein. I'm looking forward to hearing the new music. I'm looking forward to seeing you play. Sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, I'm glad that you're okay after that fucking travesty, natural travesty that you went through.
Sir. Thank you, Jimmy.
The fact that you're here now, here in Los Angeles, is a testament in itself, and I want to thank you for being on the 5150.
My pleasure.
with that, we're out. Check out that record. It's killer.
It's good to be in LA, man. Check out the new record. We'll have one soon. We're on tour. Cheers.
Cheers.